Hi all. So my name is Kriti Tiwari. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we are gonna talk all about painting leaves. Okay. So for today's topic, what I have done is I have just taped my paper around this foam board and have done like 12 divisions in this using my washi tapes. So let's get down and we'll be painting some common 12 leaves in watercolor and we'll go about and see how do we do that. Okay. For the supplies today I'll be using all colors from Camlin. Okay. So this reason that I keep highlighting about Camlin is if you are based out of India, these are some reasonable pocket friendly colors that you can buy. If you are not in India, you can go for any artist based watercolors. I have like 2 palettes. So this is my bowl. It's a plastic bowl that I've made as a palette, and then this is the palette, ceramic palette that I have bought. Okay. For the brushes, we need small round size brushes because the area that we are gonna paint is very small. So we don't need any large brush, right? That's not gonna help us. So we'll just stick with these 3. The one that I have is from Silver brushes, then this is Rubulov, and this is Princeton. These are all branded watercolor artist grade brushes, but then if you don't have, I don't mind you trying anything which is of reasonable range and whatever you can afford, right? So you can also go for Camlin. I have tried myself and I have also used them in my workshops and they're pretty good. Okay, so let's start. So before we actually paint, what I'm gonna do is I'll just lay out some leaves, right? So rough sketches, so that every one of you know as in what to do, and I'll be taking out my pencil to do this. So let's start. Okay, so the first leaf that we are painting is an oak leaf. So if you search, right, you will get the shapes of the leaves, the types of the leaves, so everything is available on Google. You can understand that. So what I'll do, I'll just first draw the sketches and then we'll start by painting them. Okay, so then the most common type of leaf that we can do is this one. The other one would be so one branch and multiple leaves, right? So one single branch and then all the leaves coming out of it. Okay. The next one can be a branch and then this kind of leaf, right? So I think this one is U, and then you can find in some trees. Okay. The next that we can do is a very simple one again, and I think so we'll do a 5 petal leaf. So let's say that this is my leaf. It's 1 petal here, and then one here, and here. Okay. Then maybe a beetle leaf, right? So beetle leaf would be something of this shape. Nice one, right? So the other one can be something like this. So instead of this shape, it can be of this shape. Okay, and then maybe we'll do some also concentrating. So I'm not gonna do the autumn one because the goal is to do these kind of leaves. Okay. Okay, so let's take a pine branch maybe, right? Yeah, so we can do that pine branch. Okay, so the next one that we can do, sorry, not this one, so we can do like a tropical leaf, right? So can be this one. Okay, and then the other one can be the palm one, right? So that we do, so let's do a branch of that one. Okay, and then we have leaves like this where we have a lot of patterns. So we can do a leaf shape, something like this, and then we can do a lot of patterns in there, right? So that's lots of patterns. So we'll learn how to create these patterns in that leaf. Okay, and then the so I can't do monstera in this space, but then what I'll do is I'll just create a shape of a leaf, and we'll do something of those sort. Okay, so this is the another one that we can do. Okay, so now we have finalized the types of leaves that we're going to concentrate on in this class. We'll go about painting each one of them, and for that matter I have taken out all the colors that you can see here, right? So I have taken out my chrome green, I have my sap green, I have my hookers green here, and I have some yellow over here. Okay, so yeah, and then as usual we are using 2 jars of water. So make sure that you have 2 jars of water. So one is for clean water, one is for dirty water, right? And then also you should have a tissue paper or a cloth that you're using for dabbing your brushes or cleaning your brushes, right? Wiping your brushes. So yeah, so we'll have that, and then let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna just wet the whole leaf. Okay, so we'll just wet the whole leaf, and my water is a bit tinted so that you guys can see the color of the, you can basically see the water on my paper, and that is why it's a bit tinted. Okay, so I'm picking up a clean water only. It's just that in the camera the clean water is sometimes not visible, so it's just tinted, just little bit tinted. Okay, now to paint this leaf, what we have to do is we'll just go ahead by doing base layers, and we can always do some base layers, which is a nice practice. Okay, so the under layer, that is what I mean. Okay, so we'll just take some yellow and then put some yellows in here. Okay, so I have done a very light wash of yellow in here, and then we can start by adding some greens. So always remember that the leaves that you will see in nature, all of them will not have the similar shape, size. That's like every one of us know, but then they will also not have like same color, right? So some shade of part of that leaf would be darker, some would be lighter. Also depends upon where the light is falling from. Okay, and then what I have to do is I'll just leave a teensy bit of gap on the center to form a line. So that would be the vein, right? Leaf ka vein of the leaf. Okay, yeah, and then we can go a bit darker as well. So we'll also learn some quick and easy ways to do the leaves. Okay, so this is like doing it portion by portion is what I'm doing here, but I will also see how to make quick leaves. Okay, okay, so we'll move on to the next one. That would be the most common type of leaf, and I'm now thinking we can use a little bit of bigger brush to paint that one in a single stroke. So I'm also using my camel mop brush. This is size 2. They come in a set of 4, I guess. Okay, so we'll just wet the whole leaf. I'll just take my green color. So when I'm taking red, I'm using the same brush, going multiple greens and then picking them all in my brush at one time itself. Okay, so yeah, just press your brush, go around, that's it, right? Let's do the other side, and that's what we have. Okay, so this is what we have, and I'll just wait for this one to dry up to a bit to do any other details. Till this is drying up, we'll move on to the next ones. Okay, so the idea is simple. So you can either do detail stroke by stroke, or you can do single stroke using your round brushes, and that should do the trick. Okay, so now for this one I'm gonna go single double strokes. Okay, that's it. So what we are doing is we are touching the paper, pressing the brush, dragging it, again pressing the brush, dragging it. Okay, this is what we are doing. This is how we are making the leaves. Okay, simple, right? So just touch and drag, touch and drag. Okay, I'll show you with this another brush as well. So if you have a better round brush, I think that will make a lot of difference. So good to have a good round brush for this one with a nice tip. Okay, so then touch, swipe across, touch, swipe, swipe, touch, swipe, swipe. Touch, swipe, 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 swipe. Okay, see, that was so quick. Now on this one, because I said we will just wait for it to dry. So now I just don't want it to completely dry, so we'll just take a bit of a dark green and we'll start some with darker veins for this one. Yeah, so the leaf was not completely dry and it was not completely wet as well. So here, if I for the other one, because I want to show a clear separation, what I can do is I can go ahead and then lift some colors from this one to form the center vein. Okay, yeah, so that's it, and then we'll move on to the next one. So this is also very simple. See, when I'm taking color, right, I'm just taking this, I'm just mixing some yellow. So it's just a combination of everything that I'm picking up. So sometimes it is dark, sometimes it is light, and that's how we are creating one single stroke. Now here we want to do this, like, okay, so what we are doing is we are going from in to out, into out, into out. Okay, and we are only using the tip of the brush to create this in to out. That's it. Okay, now this one. So for this one also we can do this in a simple strokes. So what we do, we just go ahead, paint, take some water and then do the other side, and then we do the same thing. So okay, same thing again, and swipe across on the other side, swipe across. Swipe across. Okay, and for detailing we'll just wait for this one to add any details. Once this is dry, we'll add up the details. We'll move on to the next one, and we'll do this one. Now this one, for this one I have not added any water any water. Okay, I'm just doing wet on dry for this one. No water onto the paper. No water onto the paper. Okay. Now if you see this one, right, so I am assuming that the leaf was too wet, and hence when we added detail they just not go in. Okay, so now I'm gonna redo that. Okay, and we'll just wait for these to dry. Till then we'll move on to the next one. This is simple, and I'm just creating a teardrop shape, so I'm doing opposite direction. So for this one we go from in to out. For this one I'm coming from out to in because of the shape of the leaf. Okay, and then just the stem. That's it. Okay, so I think here we were making the pine, right? So we'll do this. So I'll just do the stems like I have sketched, and then on top of it we'll start making the pine. So then simple, and then when I'm doing this I'm letting it touch the last one that I created. Okay, I'm letting the last one touch as I'm doing it. So very simple, right? So just forming some V's. Okay, so this is the shape, and because the color has already been varied, we don't need to do anything additional. So this one is kind of dry, and I'll just use the other brush because I want a very sharp edge, and we'll add some veins to this one. So every single leaf will have a vein of its own. Okay. This is every single leaf have a vein of its own, like this. Okay. Okay, so now for this one, this is also dry now, and we can go ahead and do the veins for this one as well. It's an interesting study to basically understand how in nature things are very unique with each other, right? Okay, so we're doing this one. So for this one, so I will do like lighter shade on one side. Okay, so just pay attention to the color variation that's gonna happen. Okay, and then darker color on the other side. That's it. So dark and light, and then the leaf starts looking a bit of a 3D. Okay, so now I think I said we will do a palm leaf here. Okay, so the leaf is very simple to this one with only few adjustments. So what I will be doing, I'll be painting the leaves like this, but then I'll keep varying the color as I make the leaves here. Okay, so I started with dark and just took something lemony, so I mixed my yellow with green and just trying to get lighter as I go ahead. So what I'm doing is, when I'm painting it, right, I'm not bothered about creating a lot of segregation, but then I'm just leaving some gaps here and there, and so the next leaf is basically touching the previous one. Okay. See. Okay. For this one we had a pattern. So for this one I'll just do a base layer. And there's the importance of doing a base layer, so you'll understand once we are done. Okay. Okay, so we'll just put some yellows in there. So I'll just put yellow, and whenever so the yellow that I have is a permanent yellow, so I keep mixing it with a bit of green, so it gives you that lemon yellow kind of a feel. Okay. And then this one, so till this becomes dry, we'll just paint this one. Now here we have to be very careful, because the part that is like empty, it should not have any color, right? So the inside part of the leaf would be a bit light in shade. So I'm just dropping the lemon yellow that I created here. Okay, followed by light green outside. And then way darker than this one. Okay, so something like this, and then line. Okay. So for this one now we're gonna paint this one, so it will have some kind of pattern, and there are multiple ways of doing that. So let me just show you one way that I feel is most comfortable rather than doing the other way. So let's say that we have done this, and okay. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I will lift the colors from here. Lift from the sides also. Okay. Painting watercolor is love. It is a very relaxing process, and once you know the techniques, it just becomes too easy to do it. Okay. Okay, just make sure that the paper doesn't have a lot of water, because if it has a lot of water, it's gonna form a patch like this, what it did to me. Okay, so with watercolor you also need to learn to be patient, and then I think it does teach you that it is not only watercolors, right? I think it is any form of creativity. It eventually teaches us to be patient. So yeah, that's it on the leaves. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I'll be bringing you another part of the series, which will be painting quick and easy florals. Okay, so if you enjoyed this and painted along with me, share with me. If you're on Instagram, share on your Instagram and then tag me. All the details regarding the supplies, my other social media handle, is in the description below. So if you have enjoyed this video, share this with your friends, family, and yeah, hit the subscribe button, and see you in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching.